Hello, everybody. This is Bernie Strom, and welcome to my YouTube channel for the final round tonight of the Sony Open in Hawaii for Field of Greens Golf, part of the Field of Dreams baseball leagues. And without any further ado, because I want to get everything in today, let's go right to the game. And we hit the schedule. And before we get anywhere, let's just review the leaderboard. I did get, thanks to Clue, Big Clue, I got a list of everybody's golfers and who the GM is and the team. Harris English is leading this tournament. He's 14 under par after 3 rounds. Harris English is Big Clue's golfer, and his team name is the St. Louis Hawks. McDonald Smith, also a Big Clue golfer. Big Clue's got the first and second spots in the tournament. Curtis Strange, 11 under. Curtis Strange sounds familiar because he's on the Vegas Aces, my team. Scotty Scheffler follows Strange. He's also at 11 under. Scotty Scheffler, let's look him up. Dwayne Hagerstown, golfer. Arnold Palmer, he's at the top of the list, begins with an A. He's also Dwayne. So of the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 golfers, 2 of them belong to Dwayne, 2 of them belong to Big Clue. MV's got Ernie Els, who's also 10 under, and Dustin Johnson is Carlos T-Ville Tin Cups. He is 10 under. That's what the leaderboard looks like. Let's start today's round. Here's everyone's pairings and the tee time. Weiskopf, Watson, and Stricker will start off. There's the total leaderboard on the left. What we're going to do is what we've done the first 3 rounds. We're going to sim until the leading group gets the whole number 15. We will then take a look at who's on top of the leaderboard and start following the individual golfers. So without any further ado, let's play the round. And it goes pretty fast. We're approaching the 15th hole with the first group. And there we go. We're going to pause it here. Let's see what's happened. Craig Wood pitched the ball 23 yards into the hole, and a sand wedge from 107 yards went in. Let's take a look at this highlight before we go any further. And there it is, backspin, and no, 1 inch, thought it went in. There you go. That's the highlight there. Harris English still on top at 14. All these players have yet to tee off. Closest we have is 5 strokes back with Colin Montgomery. So I am going to fast forward and continue to play this round. There's nobody worth watching at this point. Let's see how close we can get to the leaders teeing off before we keep going. Johnny Miller and Colin Montgomery, 9 under. Everybody else yet to tee off. Johnny Miller's now at 10, 4 strokes back. He's at 11. Johnny Miller's climbing the leaderboard. Colin Montgomery's with him. Johnny Miller is now 2 strokes back, and I think we are going to pause it right here and start watching the tournament. Johnny Miller, 2 strokes behind Harris English, who's yet to tee off, but he's going to tee off soon. And let's see who else. Bruce Crampton, 3 strokes back, along with Colin Montgomery. We'll start there, see who catches him. Here we go. Bruce Crampton from the 5th hole of par 4. He's in the fairway. Slash Deep Gaming checks in, Slash? His approach shot, it's a good one. Crampton misses his putt, is going to tap it in for a par. Let's see what goes on here. I think that cheering was for John Rahm. 6 iron within 9 feet. Is that what that is? Let's take a look. Oh, an unhandled exception. Let's see what that means. We don't know what that means. And I'm not sure how to get out of where we are here. Well, there you go. You got to love Action PC. And I'm not going to spend all day figuring it out. Hopefully, something has saved. If it isn't, it isn't. Let's go back to the screen. Okay, we're back here. Let's see where we are. Johnny Miller, 2 behind. So we didn't lose anything, so we're in good shape. Bruce Crampton, Colin Montgomery, 11 back. Johnny Miller's up next. Par 3 11th, and it's right at the hole. His birdie putt is going to drop in, and Johnny Miller is hot. He is only 1 stroke back. Johnny Miller's through 7 under today, through 11. He's 1 stroke behind Harris English, yet to tee off. Colin Montgomery, 11 under, 3 back. Puts it in the fairway. His approach shot here on hole number 12 will be in the sand. His sand shot within 5 or 6 feet. Puts the putt air on it and puts it in the hole to save par. Montgomery remains at 11 under. Bruce Crampton next, also at 11 under. He's on the 6th hole. It's a par 4, 462-yard hole. There's Crampton's approach shot. It's going to be shortened to the left. Chips it up. How close will it get? Two and a half feet. Drops in his par putt. Montgomery Crampton at 11. Johnny Miller at 13. Harris English yet to tee off. Leads 14 under. Johnny Miller 7 under for the day. 436-yard par 4. He hits it, stays in the fairway. Pitching wedge approach. He's going to be close enough for a birdie putt. Here's his tie attempt, and he puts it in. Johnny Miller now ties Harris English for the lead. He's through 12 holes. Colin Montgomery here on the par 4 13th. He's 11 back. Montgomery's approach, solidly on the green, probably about a 30, 40-foot putt, 43 feet. Here comes his birdie, 43-foot attempt. Gonna come up, 4 feet short. Makes the putt for the par. Montgomery, Crampton remain at 11 under. Johnny Miller has tied Harris English, who's almost teeing off. He'll couple more holes, he'll be teeing off. But right now we go to Bruce Crampton on the 7th. 7th hole, 175-yard par 3. He's safely on. He's got a long birdie putt, 42 feet away. And that's a good approach putt from there. He's going to tap that in for his par. And he remains 11 under, 3 strokes back. Johnny Miller, who's tied for the lead. Par 4, 488-yard, 13th hole, and he smacks a perfect drive. His approach, dead center of the green. Here's his birdie attempt to take the lead. It's going to come up short. And he's parred the hole. Colin Montgomery still 3 strokes back on the 14th, par 4. It's in the fairway. Good drive. His approach shot will be a 9-iron. Hits the front of the green, checks up. Here comes the long birdie putt, looking good. Oh, just misses it, slides by the left part of the hole, taps it in for his par. Bruce Crampton, we got Larry Nelson sneaking in at 11 under. We can add him. He's in the 12th hole. Larry Nelson, let's see who Nelson belongs to so we can keep everybody up to date. Larry Nelson, Slashed, who's in here watching his golfer. Larry Nelson is now 5 under through 14 holes. We will add him to the mix. Let's find out who we're going to watch next. Bruce Crampton on the 8th hole. Par 4, 441 yards. Here's a 7-iron to the green. And he had the right club. There it is. Crampton. A little too hard as the ball went in and out of the cup, taps it in for his par. Crampton, Nelson, and Montgomery all at 11 under. We got a couple more guys, Dustin Johnson and Ernie Els at 11 under. Johnny Miller and the rest of the group there, you see, is about to tee off next. Larry Nelson in the group with everybody at 11 under pushes his drive behind a tree. Let's see if he can get out of here. He can, makes it over the tree, right for the hole. The ball landed a couple of feet from the hole and rolls to the back of the green. He's got an 18-foot birdie putt. It's a good putt, misses by a few inches, taps it in. He remains at 11 under. Johnny Miller up next. Johnny Miller tied for the lead at 14 under. 8 under for the day. He's on the 14th hole, and he's put it in the fairway. And he's going to put it close enough to tap it in for his birdie. Johnny Miller takes the lead. He is now 9 under for the round. He is 15 under par. Johnny Miller, who did I mention? Was that a Big Clue golfer? I don't remember. There's a big list of golfers. Can't remember them all. Johnny Miller. No, Johnny Miller is a Jeff golfer, Edmonton Express. Okay, Colin Montgomery is on the 15th hole. We're going to catch up with him. He's 11 under. Very big group. Right in the middle of the fairway. He's going to hit an approach shot with a pitching wedge. And that is right near the hole. And he's going to have a birdie attempt to go 12 under. And he puts it in. Colin Montgomery now 3 strokes behind Johnny Miller, 6 under for the day. And we've got everybody else about to tee off. We'll have everybody on the course here in a moment. We may change up the TV rounds then. Dustin Johnson here from the par 4 second. Perfect drive. He's going to hit a lob wedge into the green. Pushes a little bit to the right. His backspin's going to bring it right on the fringe. He's putting for a birdie. And that one's going to go by the hole. Taps it in. And he remains 11 under. Harris English McDonald going to tee off here in a moment, and then we'll rearrange the TV schedule. Ernie Els, first time today we've seen him. Drives down the left side of the fairway. David Landau comes by. Els approach shot here on par 4 third hole, right in the center of the green. He will have, 25-foot putt for a birdie. Here's his attempt. And it's close. And it's going to drop in the hole for a 25-foot birdie putt. Ernie Els goes to 12 under par. As soon as English and Smith tee off, we'll rearrange the TV schedule. But right now, we're going to see Bruce Crampton in that group at 11 under. Tee off on the 9th hole, par 5. It is a birdie attempt. Some long hitters are able to putt for eagles on this hole. Crampton is going to be putting for an eagle as he puts it on the green. He is 55 feet away. Here is his eagle attempt. And from that distance, it's a pretty damn good putt. He's going to be 4 feet away. Puts it in, and he goes to 12 under par. Leaving Dustin Johnson and Larry Nelson, the only two in that 11 spot. 11 under. 4 behind Johnny Miller. We're going to, speaking of Johnny Miller, he's coming up in a couple of holes. Larry Nelson's next, however. He's on the 14th. Par 4, 430-yard hole. Larry Nelson is in the fairway. Here's an 8-iron up to the green. And he's hit it with, 15, 20 feet away? Let's see, 16 feet away. His birdie attempt from 16 feet. It looks good. And it drops in the hole. That group of 11 under golfers are now all 12 under. As we move on to watch Johnny Miller leads the tournament leader on the course. He's in the fairway, pitching wedge to the green. a little strong. Will it back up? No, he's going to have to chip on, I think. Yeah, well, he might have putted. And he's going to tap that in to remain 15 under. And after Colin Montgomery, who we're going to catch up with now, we will redo the TV screen. Montgomery, 12 under par in the fairway. His approach will be left center, just past pin high. He'll have a 32-foot birdie putt. And it looks pretty damn good, but just misses as it stops right next to the hole. Has to tap it in. Okay, let's take a look at where we are. Arnold Palmer, Scotty Scheffler on one. I think we got one more hole to go. We're at 15. We'll go 3 back. The golfers, we're going to follow a Johnny Miller. It's a Jeff golfer. Ernie Els, MV. Bruce Crampton. Steve. Larry Nelson belongs to somebody. Slashed. And Colin Montgomery, an MV golfer. That's who's made the TV spots. Only guys not on are English and Smith. They'll be playing shortly. Here's Ernie Els on par 3 fourth. Didn't quite get on top. He's going to have a tough putt for his birdie. 41 feet up the hill. And it's going to be short. He's going to tap that in. He will remain at 12 under. Harris English, McDonald Smith, and Dustin Johnson. Okay, that's everybody within 3. We're going to, at this point, if we don't run out of time, we'll go back 3 strokes behind the lead. Those are the golfers. So let's watch the play on the course. Bruce Crampton, 12 under. He's on the par 4 10th. Crampton's approach looks pretty damn good. Well, back up. It backs up. He's going to have a birdie putt, 8 to 10 feet, maybe 12. It won't stop. It just stopped. He's 15 feet away, his birdie attempt. And he's going to go by the hole on the left, tap it in, remain at 12. Larry Nelson at that big group with 12 under. This is a 15th hole, and he's behind some trees. Will he be able to get over those trees? He's using a 9-iron, and he hits the trees. Did not make it over. He's got to back up to put it back on the fairway, and Nelson is going to drop out of this group at 12 under here. After the end of this hole is his approach shot. Right at the stick, but it is short. 16-foot putt for a bogey. And he misses it. He's going to double bogey this hole. He's going to drop to 10 under. And Larry Nelson is off television. Okay, who's coming up next? Let's hit the button and find out. Johnny Miller, the leading, tied for the lead at 15 under. Actually, yeah, I think he's tied. I keep forgetting. He's in the rough, but he's got an approach shot on this 434-yard hole that is just off the green. Chips on, and if he can make this 4 or 5 foot putt, he will save par. He does. Johnny Miller maintains a one-stroke lead over Harris English, McDonald Smith, Dustin Johnson at 12 under, along with Els, Crampton, and Montgomery. If it seems that I'm going fast, I want to get everybody in today. This is the final round. Colin Montgomery, 12 under. On the par 3 17th. His birdie attempt from long distance. He will have a 3-foot putt. And he puts it in to remain 12 under. We go to catch up with McDonald Smith on the second hole. It's a par 4. And he just stays in the fairway. Harris English is on the same hole. He pulls it left, but he's going to roll into the fairway. Great bounce. Harris English one stroke back. McDonald Smith with his approach, and he will have a birdie attempt. Harris English right at the stick, a little bit right. It backs up almost onto the green, I think. Smith's birdie putt. He puts it in. And English hits a birdie putt. Both guys on the same hole birdie that hole. It keeps the group together, however. English and Miller are tied for the lead. McDonald Smith one stroke back. Let's see who's next. Dustin Johnson, -12. And that's a beauty. His birdie putt, he's now -13. We're going to have to, for the sake of time, shut Els, Crampton, and Montgomery off now. So we've got this top 4, English, Miller, Smith, and Johnson. Scheffler and Palmer are 1 under for the day. Ernie Els is also with Bruce Crampton playing well. They're all 12 under, but we don't have time to show them. So let's see who we have time to show. Johnny Miller, co-leader, par 3 17th, center of the green. 50-foot birdie attempt. And it's going to cup up a couple of feet short. He's going to tap that in and remain at 15 under. McDonald Smith stroked back on the third hole here. He's in the fairway. Tiger Woods did not make the cut. Harris English tied for the lead. It's on the left-hand side of the fairway. English's approach just short. McDonald Smith, beautiful shot. Pitching wedge for English is going to be within striking distance of his par. Smith's birdie attempt, and he puts it in. We have a 3-way tie. McDonald Smith, Harris English, Johnny Miller at 15, Dustin Johnson, and we're going to put Bruce Crampton back in because they're at 13. Those 5 players. As we go along, I will remind who belongs to who, but right now, let's go back to the action. Dustin Johnson, 13 under, 2 strokes back. He's on the par 4 5th hole. His approach right at the pin. Flies the pin a little bit, but this must have been on purpose because this sucker backs up. And he's got an 8-foot birdie attempt, which he promptly puts it in. 14 under for Dustin Johnson. Everybody's tied on top. Here we go. Back to the action. Bruce Crampton on the 12th, par 4, right down the middle. Pitching wedge to the green for Crampton. And he's going to be close enough for a makeable birdie putt. 12 and a half feet. Here it comes. It's right at the hole. Oh, it slides by on the left. Just broke at the last minute. Crampton remains at 13 under. Just to review, McDonald Smith, Harris English, Johnny Miller tied at 15. Three-way tie for the lead. Miller's going to be the first one in the clubhouse here in a moment. Dustin Johnson, 14 under. Bruce Crampton, 13 under. Back to the action. Johnny Miller on the 18th, par 5. This is a eagle attempt for Johnny Miller. He hits the ball a long way, and that drives right in the middle of the fairway. His second shot will be on the green. Look at this. He's going to have a 10-foot eagle putt attempt. Oh, he just misses his eagle. Going to tap it in. He's going to finish the round with a 60. If he made that putt, it would have been a 59. And if I'm not mistaken, 59 is the PGA record in tournament play. There's a 60 for Johnny Miller. He finishes the round at 16 under. He is the leader in the clubhouse. We now have McDonald Smith, Harris English, Dustin Johnson, Bruce Crampton chasing them. Let's go. Here's McDonald Smith on the par 3 fourth hole. He doesn't quite make the top of the green. Harris English is going to have pulled this ball, and he's going to have to chip on, save par. And that is not well, maybe it is a good chip. I spoke too soon. I thought it was going to catch the ridge. McDonald Smith's birdie putt, and he's going to just go by the hole. He will have 4 feet to tap it in for his par. He does so. And Harris English is in. English and McDonald 1 stroke behind Johnny Miller. Dustin Johnson 2 strokes back, 3 strokes back Bruce Crampton. Catching up with Dustin Johnson on the 6th hole. He's 14 under, and he pulls his drive slightly into the rough. His second shot, however, is going to be safely on the green. Long birdie attempt. Close enough to tap in. Should save par here. And he does. Went in the side door. We've caught up with Bruce Crampton, 13 under. This is hole number 13. It's a par 4, just off the fairway to the left. And he's safely on the green. Here comes a 20-foot birdie attempt. And he slides by on the left side of the hole, tap it in for his par. We catch up with McDonald Smith on hole number 5. Smith 1 stroke back, 15 under. Harris English also 15 under, and that ball is going to stay on the fairway also. English's approach flies the hole, but it should back up. McDonald Smith with a wedge. This one should back up also. There's going to be 2 birdie attempts there. From 14 feet, McDonald Smith. You got to hit it. No, he taps in his 2-footer for the par. English is a birdie attempt. And he's going to go by the hole on the right. Both golfers do not take advantage of this hole. Johnny Miller still in the clubhouse with a one-stroke lead. Smith English one back. You just saw him. They sunk those putts. They could have been tied. Dustin Johnson, Bruce Crampton coming up next. Dustin Johnson from the 7th hole, par 375 yards. Not the greatest of shots, but he's got a 45-foot birdie attempt. He's going to be about 4 feet short. He's going to tap it, and he misses a 4-foot putt, and he's going to fall back as he taps that in for a bogey. Dustin Johnson drops to 13 under. Up next, we're watching Bruce Crampton, also at 13 under. He's on the 14th hole. His approach looking good. Crampton going to be putting 12 feet away for a birdie and just goes by the hole on the left. Taps it in. He remains at par. Okay, let's take a moment. Take a look at the leaderboard. Johnny Miller in 16 under with his 60 today. McDonald Smith, one stroke back. Johnny Miller belongs to Jeff. McDonald Smith, I'm sorry I don't have these memorized, but I've got to look them up. McDonald Smith is a clue golfer. Harris English could also be a clue golfer, is he? He also belongs to Clue. Dustin Johnson, Carlos, and Bruce Crampton is a Steve golfer. Slash wants me to look at John Daly's climbing fast. He is climbing fast. He's 3 under for the day. He's 12 under. He gets another stroke. We'll add him to the TV list. Okay. 35 minutes into the broadcast, we're now looking at McDonald Smith. Right down the middle. Harris English, both these players, one stroke back. English is going to be in trouble as he hits a tree. A double bogey may drop him down, and he's going to have to hit a safety shot. He's in the fairway. He's going to be up again here, as his third shot on the 462-yard par 4 is not really good. McDonald Smith, second shot. He's going to be putting for a birdie. Harris English is on the green. McDonald Smith for a birdie putt. He's going to come up short, going to tap it in, I would think. There it goes. He's parred. This is for a bogey. Harris English needs this. Slides by to the left. He's going to tap that in for a double bogey. We're going to have to look at the leaderboard here because he's going to have dropped off. Harris English goes from 15 to 13. That group 13 is getting crowded. Palmer, Daly, and Lawson Little at 12 under. Colin Montgomery's already in at 12 under. Back to the action. Dustin Johnson at 13 under is going to put this in the trap. No, just over the trap. That could even be worse. But he has a good approach shot. He saved himself. This is going to be a birdie attempt for Dustin Johnson from 11 feet, 5 inches. He pushes that putt. He's hit better putts today. He's going to put this one in for his par. He remains 13 under. Bruce Crampton at 13 under, big group at 13. He's in the fairway. Crampton's approach right on the hole. Crampton's birdie attempt, he puts it in. Crampton now goes to 14, 2 strokes back of Johnny Miller, who's in the clubhouse. McDonald Smith 1 stroke back, a chance to birdie this hole, and he put his drive a long way from the hole. Harris English not much better. Both guys are going to need good first putts. This one's from 57 feet. And he's going to have his work cut out for him trying to get that for a par. His English's putt birdie attempt. Looks pretty good. And it's going to stop an inch from the hole, taps it in. Yay, there it is. Montgomery Smith saves par. Glancing at the leaderboard, Smith a stroke back, Crampton 2 strokes back, English and Johnson 3 strokes back of the leader, Johnny Miller, who shot a 60 today. Dustin Johnson on the par 5 ninth. This is a eagle possible hole for Dustin Johnson. Here comes his approach. That's going to be on the green if it holds. And it does. He's going to be putting for an eagle. It's from 24 feet. He's going to miss that putt. We're going to tap in a birdie putt. He's got it. And Dustin Johnson picks up a stroke. Bruce Crampton, 14 under here on the 16th, par 4. Just into the rough. He's going to hit a 9-iron to the green. And he will have a birdie attempt. And it is good. As we review the leaderboard, Johnny Miller's still at 16 in the clubhouse. He's not going to move from there. Smith and Crampton 15 under. Johnson Lawson Little with a 6 under so far today sneaks in at 14 under par. Harris English is going to come off for the sake of time. On TV so far, we're going to have Smith, Crampton, Johnson, and Little. Let's go to the action. McDonald Smith, 15 under, and he won't be in here long because he's going to hit some trees. Have no idea why that switched, but let's go here. He's in the fairway. Okay, we've once again run into a small problem. I'm not sure how to get from where we are now to the settings. And the settings have gone bad on me. So unfortunately, the only thing I can do at this point is close the program and restart it. This has happened on occasion, 2 or 3 occasions, but as you all know, it's an Action PC program, and they all have problems. Back to the tournament. Let's see how, I'm sure it's saved almost everything. I don't know what it's doing here. It's making me hit buttons I don't want to hit. Harris English into the trees. And now it goes back to the way it's supposed to be, right? Nope. Okay. I apologize, but I didn't write the program. So we're going to have to start it again. Okay. Let me do this because I am not an expert on this. If anybody knows what I need to click, you can help me. But at this point, I am stuck. If it doesn't play automatically, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do next. Settings. Let's see if that helps. That doesn't help. Let's hit it again, see where we are. Okay, I'm going to do my best here. I'm going to use the CPU to adjust it. For some reason now it looks like it may be okay. But it isn't. Beats the hell out of me. There's Harris English. You know, I'm not really positive what to do here. We can continue, but I had it on automatic and I have no clue how to put it back because it is not intuitive at this point. And if one of you guys that are watching knows what to do, that'd be great. But I certainly don't know what to do. Harris English 13 under pulls his drive. As a matter of fact, it just came to me. I'm going to try something when this hole is over. Here's Harris English and hits a tree. Once again, have no clue what to do. He's got to hit backwards out of the trees. CPU assist to line it up, And the CPU swings. He's on the grain. We are 54 feet, would be a lag putt. So he's close enough. But that was a terrible putt. And he knocks it in for his bogey. Now, let me see what I'm going to do. I think this ought to do it. Oh, I know. I got to set him to computer control. All right. I think I've got it. This ought to do it. We're back into the broadcast. Johnny Miller leads in the clubhouse 16 under. Smith and Crampton 15 under, a stroke back, 2 strokes back, Dustin Johnson. Harris English and Arnold Palmer 3 strokes back, but we're going to drop them off for the sake of time. Let's get down to the course, and here we go. And that's exactly what to do. Now I know. Dustin Johnson's birdie putt. Trying to tap it in for a par. Johnson remains 2 strokes back to the action. Bruce Crampton. In the fairway. And he's going to have an eagle putt. That putt is going to be from 44 feet away. And it's a beauty. He's going to tap in a birdie putt. He's going to go to 16. He is tied with Johnny Miller. Crampton's finished this round with a 62. Johnny Miller finished it with a 60. They are both in the clubhouse tied at 16 under. We may have a playoff. We've got 2 guys to watch, McDonald Smith and Dustin Johnson. Let's go. Smith is in the trees, as you can hear, that it hits. But he gets out, and that is a beautiful second shot. He's going to have a shot at birdieing this hole. He does. McDonald Smith ties on top with 16. He's on the 10th hole. He's got 9 holes to pick up a stroke on Crampton and Miller. We go to Dustin Johnson. Johnson on the 12th. He's in the fairway. Dustin Johnson with a 44-foot putt for his birdie attempt. It's going to be close enough for him to tap it in for a par. McDonald Smith tied for the lead at 16 here, par 3, 192-yard hole. He's on the center of the green. His par putt puts it in. Remains tied for the lead. Dustin Johnson. Nice drive. His approach is going to be offline. He's going to have to chip up and hole a putt. And it's a nice chip. He puts it in the side door. Here we go. McDonald Smith tied with Crampton and Miller at 16 under. Crampton and Miller in the clubhouse. Dustin Johnson 2 strokes back. Back to the course. McDonald Smith on the 12th. He's just going to remain on the fairway. Here's his second shot. And it's a beauty. He's going to have, 15, 20-foot birdie putt. 25 feet. Here it is. And it is a good putt, but he's going to go by on the left. He's going to tap that in to remain tied for the lead. Dustin Johnson on the 14th. Dustin Johnson behind some trees. Let's see if he can get out of there. He's going to be hitting a 7-iron, and it's backwards. Dustin Johnson's going to fall out of this lead here in a second. He's hit some more trees. This is a bad hole, the 14th for him. He just took his 4th shot. So he will lose a stroke to par for every shot he takes from this point on. His approach. He needs this putt. It's from 25 feet. He's going to triple bogey this hole, and he's going to drop like a lead balloon. He's going to quadruple bogey this hole as he misses that putt. Well, he just went from being in contention to 10 under, 6 strokes back. We've got Arnold Palmer because he's 2 strokes back. Let's watch McDonald Smith and Arnold Palmer. McDonald Smith on the 13th. Drive is just in the first cut of the rough. His approach shot safely on the green. His birdie attempt will slide by on the right. He will tap that 3-footer in. He remains tied for the lead. First time today, let's watch Arnold Palmer. He's on the 14th, par 4, 430 yards. Palmer in the fairway. His approach shot, he'll have a, 40, 50-foot birdie putt, 37. He rolls it towards the hole, and it's a tiny bit short. He'll tap that in and remain 14 under. We go to the leader. McDonald Smith's on the 14th, tied for the lead. If he can get a birdie between here and the 18th, he wins the tournament. McDonald Smith is on in regulation. 29-foot birdie attempt for Smith. Goes by the hole. 5-foot comebacker puts it in for the par to remain tied for the lead. He's got 4 holes to knock 1 stroke off par to go home a winner in the Sony Open. Let's go to Arnie Palmer on the par 4 15th. That is what's called a perfect drive. Sand wedge for Palmer off the fairway. Going to come up a little short. He'll have about a 40-foot putt, I think. 43-footer for the bird. And it's a good attempt, but he missed. Palmer taps it in. Still 2 strokes back. McDonald Smith is on the 15th, par 4, 397. Don't forget the par 18. The par 4, 518 is a birdie hole in this tournament. Smith's second shot's going to end up in the sand. No, just out of the sand trap. Chips up. Going to leave himself a challenging putt for his par, 7 feet. And he puts it in the back door, remains tied for the lead. Arnold Palmer on the 16th is going to be in trouble. He's going to hit a sand wedge over the trees, however, to the green. And it's a beauty. 17-foot birdie attempt. He's going to miss to the left. Taps it in. McDonald Smith tied for the lead. He's on 16. Can't make any mistakes and has got to come up with a birdie somewhere. Here's his 8-iron to the green. Dead center. Birdie attempt in the lead, 29-foot putt. He sinks his putt. He leads. But it's going to be short, 3-4 feet. It's going to tap it in for his par. And he's going to go to the 17th hole with C. Arnold Palmer. We're running out of real estate on the 17th. Palmer on the par 3. Nice drive. Palmer's birdie attempt goes by to the right. We'll tap that in for a par. Palmer 2 strokes away. We're going to leave him on here only because the 18th is an eagle hole. 17th, par 3. McDonald Smith, not the greatest of shots. He's going to have to chip it up and get close enough to par this hole so he can hit the 18th hole with a chance to win. McDonald Smith puts it in. Here we go. Arnie needs an eagle to tie. Here we are on the 18th. And that ball is, well, let's see if he has a shot. No, he had to hit a 7-iron. He played it safe. He will not tie for the lead in this tournament. He's going to have a birdie putt. That putt is going to be from 22 feet. Going to come up short. He's going to finish the tournament. There it is. He's going to have a final round 67. He's going to finish 14 under. We've got 1 hole to go. McDonald Smith, if he birdies or eagles this hole, is the winner of the Sony Open. That ball is going to be in the trap. No, just on the outskirts. He's going to hit a safe shot. That means this approaches everything. It's a sand wedge. Will it back up a little bit? This putt is for the win from 14 feet. And he drops it in to win the tournament. He finished 17 under. That's unbelievable. McDonald Smith, the Field of Greens winner of tournament number 2. He's 17 under par. Congratulations. What a finish. McDonald Smith, as I look him up again, I believe, belongs to Big Clue. That's what Big Clue needs, another win. Anyway, he's won the tournament. The round is over. The tournament is over. Let's take a look at the leaderboard from the Sony Hawaii Open in Wailea Country Club. Tournament summary, McDonald Smith with a final round 66 and a birdie putt on the 18th wins the tournament over Johnny Miller and Bruce Crampton. Johnny Miller, however, had the round of the day with a 60. I'd like to thank Cutter Historical for coming in, /Deep Gaming, David Landau for checking in. I hope if you guys find your way to watching this broadcast that you enjoy it. The Sony Open is in the books. Hope you have a good weekend. It's Friday, so we're off for the weekend. Hope everyone has a nice weekend. We will catch you on Discord. Thanks for watching.